Well, I'm out today on the Blue Revolt. This is the Advanced 2. And it's one of those days where you question your sanity because it is so cold. And you think, what am I doing out on a bike today? But as I've said before, on days like this, usually you go out, you warm up, and then you start enjoying the ride. And when you get back, you feel good. Whereas if you hadn't gone out for a ride, you wouldn't be feeling good all day. You'd be at home thinking, oh, I suppose I should have gone out really. The thing that's making it so cold today is the wind. As you can see, there's no frost or ice or anything, but according to my weather app, the real feel because of the wind is -6. Oh, there's a little bit of frost there. I thought I'd give you a bit of an update. A few comments on the video where I asked for opinions, and a few people asked which bike I was on and do I still have that fast road and various questions. So I thought it was a bit of a time to give you a bit of an update on the bikes that I've got and why I've got them. Well, I mean, I've got them because I like them and I like riding them, but you know what I mean. What was my motivation for choosing one model over another? At the moment, I've got 3 bikes, and the fast road, well, that's gone, and the checkpoint is gone. So I've got the 2 giant Revolts and the Trek Excalibur. So the 2 bikes that I had when I came back to cycling after my 30-year hiatus, the checkpoint and the fast road, and both of them have gone. But you live and you learn, really. You know, bike geometry has changed, bike sizing has changed, and when you come back to it after such a long period, you don't know this stuff. So I went on the Trek website and it recommended that I should have a 58 centimetre frame, and I didn't really question it because in my racing days I rode a 58 centimetre, so it made perfect sense. And I chose the checkpoint because, I mean, initially I was a bit nervous. I didn't want to ride on the road. Too many horror stories. I was going to buy a mountain bike. And then, I mean, when I say that I had the checkpoint and the fast road as my first bike coming back to cycling, I did before that, just for a couple of months. I bought a second-hand cube hide. And so I had ventured out on the road a bit and thought, oh well, you know, it's not that bad. So I decided a gravel bike would be the best option. So I could ride on the rough lanes and the cycle paths and a bit of off-road, and still have a bike that was quite capable of riding on the road. And so I wasn't that familiar with the bike brands and so on, and I chose the Trek basically because of where the dealer was, what stock was available, and it turned out to be the wrong size. Another thing I didn't actually know was, I found out later, the checkpoint is known for having a very long top tube. But anyway, I never really got that comfortable on it, and I didn't really know. I just put it down to the fact that, I hadn't ridden for so many years and it's just me. And then I got the fast road. It was a different riding experience. It's a flat bar bike. And it was nice. And I got the cheaper one, so had 9-speed Sora group set. And that was okay. I mean, I never felt I didn't have enough gears. But the Sora, the gear changing, particularly on the front, was really difficult. So I decided I'd upgrade it to 105, really just for the experience, learning mechanical skills and all of that sort of thing. I hadn't had it for very long and a spoke broke the side of it. I should get a different set of wheels, which I did. I got a set of wheels which was off another bike, and they were 32 stroke wheels, so I thought, they'll be nice and strong, and everything seemed okay at that point. And then I decided 2 bikes wasn't enough, I wanted 3, and I sort of hankered after a road bike. It took a long time to decide. So, based on discussions, my wife made the decision for me just based on discussions we'd had, me just talking about bikes. And she said, I don't think you want a road bike. I think you should get a Revolt. So, I was out for a ride one morning, and I was thinking, but I'm riding purely road on this particular ride. So I came to a turning point and I looked at it and I thought, I don't fancy that bit of road. I'm going to go down the gravel path. And then I thought, yep, my wife is right. I thought, well, what am I going to get out of a road bike? Oh, simple, I'm going to go faster. I'm going to get some better Strava times. But guess what? Nobody in the world cares about my Strava times other than me. So we went to the shop. And they had a good deal on. And I got this blue Revolt for less than £2,000. Carbon frame, GRX 11-speed 2x group set, which I thought was a good deal. Similar spec in a Trek would have cost me £3,500. And what a difference it made, because immediately I was at one with the bike, and that's the bike I'm on today. And, you'll always know when it's the blue Revolt because the GPS holder sits off to the side, which I never realised would trigger so many people. But if I put a video up on the solitary cycling Facebook group, people get awfully upset about the fact that the GPS isn't in the middle, but it works there. It stays there. On the other bike it doesn't. It flops down. But at least it's in the middle, so everybody seems happy with that. The fact that it doesn't work is neither here nor there. I didn't realise there were so many OCD cyclists obsessed with symmetry. Anyway, so this bike was just the best. Suddenly realised how uncomfortable I'd been on the checkpoint. But anyway, I carried on with it, and I've mentioned before, I don't think bikes are reliable enough for you to just have one. But one day we were talking, well, I said to me, you know what, you don't seem to ride the Trek very much. I said, no, I just feel so much more comfortable on this Revolt. She said, well, if you're not using it, why don't you sell it? And I said, because I couldn't just have one bike. I mean, I'm discounting the fast road because flat bar is a different type of riding. I said, jokingly, I said, what I really could do with is another Revolt. And she said to me, we'll sell the Trek Point and get another Revolt then. Well, if your wife says to you, go and get another bike, you don't argue. So I went and got another Revolt Advanced 1, which is a 1x SRAM group set. And that rides beautifully. I think I prefer the 1x, in fact. So I sold the Checkpoint, which was emotional because, you know, first bike I bought new after coming back to cycling. And then the fast road, well, took it in for a service and it had a bent axle, and he really said you need a new set of wheels, and then a spoke broke, and various things. It was creaking as well, and I asked somebody to ride it and tell me what they thought the creaking was, and they said it's not creaking at all. I also found that if I wanted to get stronger wheels, the only ones I could find were through axle, and the fast road is quick release. And eventually I just realised I'm too heavy for the bike, so I sold it. And then I bought the Trek, which I got new for £500, cheaper than I could have got a second-hand one for. And it's a nice bike. And I thought, you know, I'll get a mountain bike because they're strong, and it'll also open up some new types of riding for me. So, I mean, I don't ride the Trek very much. I guess I'm not really a mountain biker at heart. I'm glad I've got it because it's nice to have it there when you want to ride that sort of riding, but I don't do it a lot. I do think I'll use the Trek more in winter when it's gloomy and wet, dark, and it just feels really dangerous to be on the road. But for now, those are the bikes that I've got. And I say for now because you never know. I might change my mind, want something else, and you know how it goes. If you like bikes, you like bikes. What can I do?